Let's begin, shall we? This is a cost to retail problem, and it makes you do ending inventory two ways. So always begin by making two columns, a cost column and a retail column. Calculate the totals. You can see the total for the cost column is 142,800, and the total for the retail column is 77,000, which is the ending inventory at retail. So for the first part, you need to calculate ending inventory at cost using the conventional method. Now, whenever I hear the word conventional, I automatically think boring. But besides that, I think to myself, it means no markdowns in the ratio. And I actually write that down and make a note of it so I remember. We know ending inventory retail is 77,000. So what we need to do is convert the retail number to the cost number, and how we do that is the cost to retail ratio. Now remember, we said for the conventional method that means no markdowns are used in the ratio. So what we do is we take beginning plus purchases under the cost, which is 34,300 plus 108,500. Total is 142,800, so we take that and divide that by beginning plus purchases and add markups, but do not consider the markdowns. So you're going to have a ratio denominator of 210. That's 68%. So you just take the 77% times 68%, and your ending inventory at cost under the conventional method is 52,360. So that is easy squeezy. Now we go somewhere that we've all been before. Yes, you guessed it. It's the circle of LIFO. Now this problem is easy because it only has 2 years to look at, and that means only 2 layers to analyze. You have the beginning inventory and the ending inventory. So those are the two periods that you're going to be looking at. Now keep in mind, this is dollar value LIFO retail method. So let's start at the beginning inventory. You have $50,000. This is going to be last year's inventory, ending inventory, or the beginning this year. $50,000 is your first layer, and according to the information up here, the index is 100. So you have $50,000 divided by the index rate of 1.00, and that gives you 50,000, and that actually becomes your first layer. Now the second layer, what you need to do is convert the ending inventory, which is 77,000. So with the 77,000, we need to take off the price changes. According to the index, the price change was 110. So go ahead and divide the 77,000 by 1.10, and that gives you a base year ending inventory retail amount of $70,000. Now that you've converted your base year dollars, you have 50,000 and 70,000. You need to compare those two. You started off with 50,000 right here, and you ended up with 70. The difference is 20. The reason that we just add the price change back into only the 20,000 is because we sold the rest, right? So go ahead and multiply it out. Your first layer, 50,000 times a index of 1 times your cost to retail ratio, which is 68.6%, and you get that by taking the beginning cost divided by the beginning retail numbers, and that equals your dollar value LIFO cost. You do the same thing with the second layer, 20,000 times 1.1 times 70%, and what this 70% is the purchases cost divided by the purchases retail plus the markups and minus the markdowns. When you divide that, you get 70%. Total these two columns, and right here we have our baby. This is what we did all the hard work to get right here. Oh, he's so cute. So lastly, we need to calculate the cost of goods sold. Now I recall Dr. Stiles saying something like, No, no, not that lecture. The one that says that cost of goods available for sale minus ending inventory costs equals the cost of goods sold. So just go ahead and plug in the numbers here from the data above. The 49,700 again comes from the dollar value LIFO cost. So your cost of goods sold are 93,100. Thank you. I hope that this tutorial helped. Team members Holly Spring, Mercedes Quiros, and Jenny Peters. This was Chapter 9, Exercise 26, and remember, vote Team Simba.